Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. So, if your Samsung washer is throwing that DE or DC error code and won't start a cycle, don't panic. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to fix it. The good news is most of these problems are way simpler than you think, and you can probably get your washer running again in under 10 minutes without spending a dime. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the most common culprit I see is simply that the door isn't closing all the way. You'll get that DE or DC code popping up on the display when you try to start a cycle, and the machine just sits there doing nothing. Here's what's usually happening. There's clothing or some other item physically blocking the door from latching completely. I had this lady call me last month in a panic because her brand new Samsung was broken. Turns out she had a sock caught right in the door gasket. Here's your three-step fix. First, pull back the rubber door seal and check for any clothing, coins, or debris stuck inside. Second, remove whatever's blocking it. Don't force anything out that might tear the rubber. Third, close the door firmly until you hear it click, then hit start to test. Most of the time, that clears the code right away. Don't try to force the door if something's in the way. You'll just damage the seal. If that door appears to be closing properly, but you're still getting the error code, we're probably dealing with a busted door lock mechanism. Here's how you'll know. When you close the door and try to start a cycle, listen carefully for a clicking sound from the door lock. If you don't hear that distinct click, the lock assembly is likely shot. I remember this guy who kept slamming his washer door because he thought it wasn't closing hard enough. Turns out the lock mechanism had failed internally and wasn't engaging at all. The fix here involves replacing the entire door lock assembly. First, unplug your washer for safety. Never work on electrical components while it's connected to power. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver and about 20 minutes. Pull back that rubber boot seal to access the lock, remove two screws, disconnect the wiring harness, and install the new lock. It's not terrible if you're handy with tools, but make sure you disconnect the power completely before you start messing with any electrical components. Another thing that'll trigger this error is a damaged door seal or gasket. When that rubber seal gets torn, worn out, or has debris stuck to it, the door won't seal properly and the washer thinks the door is open. You'll spot this pretty easily. Just inspect that rubber seal all the way around for any tears, cracks, or stuff stuck to it. Sometimes detergent buildup or lint can prevent a good seal too. The fix is straightforward. Clean off any debris with a damp cloth, and if the seal is actually damaged, you'll need to replace it. For front load machines especially, make sure you're wiping down that gasket after every wash to prevent buildup and keep it sealing properly. Now, here's where things get a bit more involved. Sometimes the problem isn't mechanical, it's electrical. The door lock has electrical wires that can get burnt or damaged over time, and when that happens, the lock can't send signals to your washer's brain, the control board, telling it the door is secure. You'll need to access the door lock assembly and check the electrical plug. It usually has three wires going into it. Look for any burnt terminals or damaged wires. If you find burnt connections, you can try cleaning them up and reconnecting everything. But if the wires are actually broken, you'll need to repair or replace that harness. Sometimes just unplugging and reconnecting all the door lock connections can act like a reset and solve the problem. Now, I'm going to break down the most common causes of this DE or DC error code, starting with the absolute simplest fixes and working our way up to the more involved repairs. Here's the thing about door errors. They're almost always something you can handle yourself, and I've seen way too many people call for service when it's literally just a piece of clothing stuck in the door seal. Let's dive in. For the door seal itself, you're usually looking at a moderate repair cost, though pricing varies a lot by model. The rubber gasket provides that watertight seal when the door closes, and when it's damaged or blocked, the door won't close properly. This is actually one of the easier fixes. You can often clean debris off the existing seal to solve the problem without replacing anything. If you do need a new seal, it's typically a straightforward swap, but make sure you get it positioned correctly over the front lip during installation. Now you can see right there on your screen some of the most commonly affected Samsung washer models that run into these door lock issues. Take a look. You might even spot your own model number up there. Don't worry about memorizing all those numbers. Just see if yours matches up with what's displayed. That's how you tackle the Samsung DE and DC error codes. Most of the time, it's something simple like clothing stuck in the door seal or a door that just needs to close more firmly. If you've tried the basic fixes and you're still getting the error, it's probably time to look at the door lock assembly or check those electrical connections. Remember, a service called Diagnosis starts around 89 bucks, so these DIY fixes can save you some serious money. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. If this saved you a service call, smash that like button and drop a comment below telling me exactly which fix worked. Was it stuck clothing, a bad door lock, or something else? Your comment could be the solution someone else desperately needs to see, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.